Welcome to our special Sunday Live edition of The Five. 2 days before the most crucial election day yet, Super Tuesday. Will that be the day Hillary Clinton locks up the Democratic race? More on that in a moment. But first, to the GOP showdown, Donald Trump is about to hold a rally in Alabama, and Ted Cruz will hold one shortly in Oklahoma. We're keeping a close eye on that. Marco Rubio will hold an event in Virginia soon, and both he and Cruz have declared an all-out war on the frontrunner in an 11th-hour attempt to derail his presidential bid.
I believe a first-rate con artist is on the verge of taking over the party of Lincoln and Reagan. If Donald Trump is president, he's not going to make America great. He's going to make America broke, like he did those 4 companies.
All right, 65% of Republican primary voters don't think Donald Trump is the right candidate to go head-to-head with Hillary Clinton. He agrees with her on too many issues, and he's too vulnerable to lose in the general election.
Trump has responded by fighting fire with fire.
I call him Little Marco. That's what he is. He's Little Marco. But, you know, he's a very nasty guy. So is Ted Cruz, by the way. They're nasty. And, you know, they teamed up. I saw them shaking hands before the thing. Let's go, let's go. Let's see if we can get them. Because they're establishment guys, no matter how you cut it. They're establishment guys.
Okay, so now he said there was like a gang of two against the man of one, Bowling. So how do you see this shaping up? It's getting pretty bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, all of them have upped the rhetoric. All 3 of them are now going at each other. It's down to 3, obviously. I think we can declare that.
Don't forget Gilmore.
Is he still in?
I don't know.
Did he ever leave?
I don't know.
Anyway, so we have 12 races that are going to be decided. 12, I think 11 states and 1 territory, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, about 12, 600 delegates. Donald Trump is leading in every single one of these states, with the exception of Texas. Now, Texas is 155 delegates, and I'm pretty sure that you need to get at least 50% of the vote in Texas in order for it to be substantially weighted towards Ted Cruz. And right now, Cruz is up by 9. But if you Alabama. Trump's going to be in Alabama speaking in a few minutes. He's 36-19 Rubio. In Georgia, he's 40-22 to Rubio in Georgia. He's 40-22 in Tennessee, Vermont. In the state, on and on and on. If he walks out of Super Tuesday with 40 or 50% of the delegates, March 15th, 2 weeks later, is winner take all most of the states, and then it could literally be the end of the road for the other 2. Again, I've said this on and on. Momentum and time. Momentum's on Trump's side. Time is on Trump's side. The other 2, one of them has to drop. And my guess would be Ted Cruz would have to drop out to be the alternate to Donald Trump so they can coalesce behind the non-Trump vote. And it's got to happen soon, guys. It's got to happen soon.
You think like after Super Tuesday?
I think it should happen today. But it's not going to happen. Because if he gets through Super Tuesday with Trump, with wins, one more thought. The polls have been amazingly accurate, with the exception of Iowa, the first one, the caucus. After that, every single poll was hit almost to the number. Trump is polling, he's getting the votes that he was polling at going into these primaries. And again, if this happens again, he's got the delegates.
Yeah. All right, so Greg, it's getting nasty. Everybody's, back and forth and making personal comments, mocking one another. What do you think?
It's terrible. Sunday is the Lord's Day, and it's become Death Race 2000. We're not seeing debates, we're seeing deliverance. And none of the candidates have a pretty mouth.
No.
Look, the thing is, for the longest time, we have been saluting Donald Trump on being blunt, and we laugh. It's funny when he does this stuff. Why don't we afford the same humor for the other people? It's a little too late for them, perhaps. But, now they're finally doing what they should be doing. But more important is, why are we leading with this when the Oscars are tonight? I mean, you call that a red carpet, Juan, but really it's a white carpet.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I've never been there, but is that right?
Yes, yes. Maybe it's because Chris Rock is hosting.
Could be.
Racist.
Could be.
Okay, so Melissa, welcome to the table. Happy Sunday. I'm going to ignore those 2. Yeah.
It's Sunday.
All right. More on the Bear and the Revenant later. Okay, so Melissa, what do you think? Were you surprised by kind of the turn, the vitriol with the language back and forth?
No, I mean, I think I hear people saying now, I wish this would return to a more civil tone, and when this is over, if we can all get back to being nice to each other. No, I actually don't wish for that. I think this country is a mess, and that people and the candidates are reflecting what a disaster that it is right now. I mean, there's this, in game theory, they call it Bell the Cat. It was a parable, too. The mice get together and they say, wait, it would be a great idea to hang a bell around the neck of this marauding cat. and then nobody wants to do it because every mouse that goes out gets eaten unless they all charge at once. So they have all gone at Trump one by one, and they've all gotten eaten, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better from here.
Are you advocating eating cats?
Mice.
Oh,
mice,
okay.
mice.
Mice,
So close.
certainly. They're
Yeah.
like appetizers.
Killing
That would be
cats.
the entree.
No,
No.
I love cats.
So,
not
Melissa,
mice,
you
though.
bring up a good
Love the
point. You
musical.
talk about the anger and how kind of just the overall discontent, you know, in the country with politics as usual. And Trump actually focused a little bit on that, reflecting on why he is resonating with so many people. He says it is because of the anger that many Republicans feel.
I'm not representing myself. I'm representing a lot of anger out there, and we're not angry people, but we're angry at the way this country is being run, and a lot of them are angry at the way the Republican Party is being run.
What do you think, Juan, about the use of the term, you know, anger and focusing specifically that it's the Republicans that are angry? How's that going to play in the general election?
I don't think there's any question he's right. I mean, there's a lot of anger out there. The angle that he is ignoring is that he plays, I think, to a lot of the fear. So he, I think, accelerates the fear among Republicans by playing to lots of issues, everything from ISIS to immigrants, and I could go on. I mean, even the growing power and influence of American women in the society. But, you know, to me, the news here, I think I agree with Melissa. I think that when these guys are going back and forth and they're playing the dozens and calling each other's names and little Marco and this guy's got a spray tan and all the rest and he's a nasty guy and a liar, I just think you see the Republicans hurting themselves, Kimberly, when it comes to the general election. This looks like a party that's dysfunctional. They're breaking apart. They're just being mean.
But can I counter that, though?
Yeah.
The most important engine behind, you know, success is critical thinking. If the candidates don't go after each other, you can bet that Hillary is already compiling everything together to go after whether the nominee, whether it is Trump or Rubio or Cruz. And I agree, anger is not reason. Anger is an emotion. This looks more like a fight between, you know, Ric Flair and Jerry Lawler. This is definitely not the Lincoln-Douglas debates.
Right.
But I think that this is going to be helpful.
Well, how's it helpful? Because I don't think that Hillary would be calling him Little Marco and suggesting the other guy's a liar. It would be more of a policy.
Here's how it's helpful. You saw the turnout in Iowa. You saw the turnout in Nevada. You saw the turnout in South Carolina. We're breaking records on the GOP side for turnout.
Right.
That's how it's helpful.
No, you took my point and you flipped it to the other side. I wasn't saying that Republicans are hurting themselves. I'm saying this accurately reflects how people out there who are not the intellectual elite, who are not the political elite, who are not sitting inside television studios, this is how real people actually feel right now, and they think it's refreshing to hear the name calling because they're so sick of the way things have been run, and they think this country is such a mess. It's like someone's actually waking up.
I think it's
That's why Trump has so much
I think it's entertaining.
support.
It catches my attention, and I'm a Democrat, and it catches my attention. It's great TV. I think everybody Republicans.
Here's what you were saying
right,
prior
because
to
it's
this.
turning into numbers.
What you had said prior to any election, before a primary, before a caucus, you said, this is really entertaining. They'll come out and watch him. They'll wait for him. They'll listen to him for an hour or two, and then they'll go home, but they won't come out and vote.
No, that was the question. They did come out and vote. They did. So that was a legitimate question.
What he's saying is resonating, and it's also good for the party to have a lot of people coming out to vote.
You're missing this key point. One is that was a question that Republicans were asking. Will Trump supporters, the people who enjoy his entertainment, his name-calling and the rest, actually come out and vote? Well, so far, they have, as the polls have shown.
Droves.
But the question going forward is, how do independents and Democrats react? And in fact, they're going to react, oh my God, it's Trump, we got to save the country, we got to vote. They're going to come out in larger numbers. And secondly, I think a lot of women in specific would be antagonized by this kind of name-calling and bullying and schoolyard tactics.
That vote too.
He's not going to win it in the general election.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that.
You're assuming that women are soft, they don't have the stomach for it. Believe me, we do.
For what?
We want change. We want somebody who's going to do something
about
the government.
Bullying and
but you know what?
name-calling.
But we want somebody who's actually going to get in there and make some positive changes.
I think everybody does, but bullying and name-calling just is unattractive.
Well, I don't know. I mean, women are showing up, you know, to vote, so there you go. All right, John Kasich finally revealing when he may drop out of the race. Those comments come as he makes a stunning admission about Super Tuesday. Take a listen.
I think it is critical for anybody who's left in this race to be able to win their own home state. You can't win your home state, you need to get out. So we're going to go to Ohio. I will win Ohio. If I don't win Ohio, then it's time to call it over. I think Trump's probably going to win all of them. But you keep holding your own, and we have our campaign plan.
All right, so what is that campaign plan, Gregory?
For Kasich, well, it was obvious at the debate while everybody else was taking off their gloves, he put on a prom dress. I mean, let's face it, I don't know what was going on with him and Trump, but he said, I'll stay out of this. You know, just like what Christie did when Christie took out Rubio's legs, and then you see him endorsing Trump. By the way, how weird was that, where Trump trots Christie out for an endorsement and then tells Christie to get on a plane? He goes, you can go now, get away. He treated him like, you know, hired help of the exotic kind.
And then he did another hour on the stage after that. No, that was really true. I noticed the exact same thing. I was like, what happened to Christie? Did they take him off with a hook? And then Trump goes back out, he does the water bottle thing. He enjoyed the crowd for like another hour. It was insane. I don't know if you watched that live.
Yes, I did.
Christie was the opening act, and Trump is the mainliner, and he's like going, you got to go. Yeah. You got to go. Can't stay here.
Well, I think it was brilliant strategy what he did, because the debate had just happened and people were saying, hey, was Marco Rubio nailed him, and it felt like there was a momentum shift about to happen, and then Christie just shut the door on that. With that whole Christie thing brought the debate back to Donald Trump. Donald Trump gets endorsed by Chris Christie. He may get endorsed by a senator coming up in a few minutes. That may happen. There's Christie right now, too. So it was really smart, because the news cycle was going back to Rubio, and he said, nope, I'll own this. Yeah. I got this. So it was very good time.
Yeah, and that's video of that crucial kind of like momentum, like you said, shutting the door when he came out, says, actually, here, I'm going to support him. And again, somebody who had all the support was
I think
the head of the governors.
On Christie, though. A lot of people.
Well, you know, the thing is, Christie's up. His term is up in 18, so he's, you know, he can't run again. He's not going to run again, so he's looking for a job.
No, no. You know what this was?
Let him prosecute Hillary
Clinton.
He's
still getting revenge on Marco Rubio.
Yeah.
Still. You know what? Your politics always look for the grudge.
He's not about building bridges, only blocking them.
Oh! But I would tell you this, in politics, payback is it's the Lord's day, so I'll stop there.
It's an itch. Payback is an itch.
An itch. An itch. There it is.
All right.